K-Pop Demon Hunters is a Sony Animated Pictures as well as Sony Pictures produced animated movie distributed by Netflix. It's about a K-pop band called Huntrix, whose members are Zoe, Harumi, and Mira, who fight demons with their singing talents and keep the balance of life through the hunch. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not reading all that. This movie was not made for a man like me. I am a 28-year-old white dude with the sensibilities of David Fincher and Quentin Tarantino. I do like me animated movies, and I do like me some anime, which this film heavily borrows from, but I watched the trailer, and I gotta tell you, I had no interest in seeing this. It looked cheesy as hell and absolutely stupid. So let's talk about it, shall we? Let's get into the good. Rumi, Mira, and Zoe have amazing chemistry with one another. They feel like very real women and very real characters living in a very stylized, if not slightly hyperinflated real world. Each one of them is bubbly, if not a little sour at times, but they're very likable and they sing good. Oh yeah, by the way, this movie is also technically a musical. We'll get into that in a bit. As for Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, they all are pretty decent, if not very cool characters. And even Jinu, who is the antagonist of the movie, or one of the antagonists, has equally compelling arc as Rumi. Rumi is the main character of this movie, and I won't get too much into spoilers, but I found her story to be pretty good overall. As for the animation, Sony has very much leaned heavily into the Spider-Verse aesthetic that basically put them on the map. And it works. It works. This is a beautifully animated movie that does take a lot of inspiration from anime. There are several scenes where they make the anime faces. Like, for example, one of the girl characters, her eyes turn to abs when she sees a Hawkeye. Oh yeah, by the way, this feels like an animated show from like 2004 to 2011. It's definitely made for a younger audience, but there's definitely a lot more moments that can be made for like adults or teens, which helps with the universal sellability of the product. Overall, animation's good, and yeah, there's music in this movie. There's a lot of music, and it's good. Actually, that's a lie, it's great. This is a great soundtrack. I honestly was shocked at how many times I was sitting in my seat just kind of like shaking my shoulders and, getting into the groove of these things because, I have not been a K-pop fan, but this movie almost convinced me. Almost. I mean, there's a reason why I'm hearing so many people listen to this music in public. It's catchy. It's very catchy, and the movie knows it's catchy. Now we get to the bad stuff. The story is super tropish and generic. Before I get into that, allow me to just make a quick U-turn. You see, this movie, despite having some mild anime influences here and there, this movie is very Korean. A lot of the voice actors are from Korean descent, and some are even actual Korean actors that they brought over and, had them speak in English. Its visual flair and its world is very, very Korean. And despite the fact that this depiction of demons, even monsters, is very Korean, I never once felt like I needed an explanation as to how this world works, which is very good because this world doesn't explain how any of its fucking shit works when it comes to that regard. It takes a special kind of filmmaking for you to be introduced to a lot of these strange and foreign elements without the need of like an index or context. This movie is solely committed to telling this story, so you don't really need to know why these women have K-pop soul powers that can be formed into light, or how demons have markings on their skin, or why there's a weirdly blue giant cat with tusk teeth and a six-eyed crow wearing a hat. Like I said, this movie gets a little weird. going in another U-turn. This movie is very tropish. I predict something would happen in one scene, and then 5 minutes later it happens. It's highly predictable. It's generic as all hell. I gotta tell you, there are no surprises that are in this movie. Which is why this part is going to be a little bit of a whiplash. This movie is really fucking stupid. Like I mentioned before, giant blue tusk cats with 6-eyed crows wearing hats with K-pop stars who manifest their weapons through the power of light and song that keep the world together with this weird magic boundary soul playing, like I think called the Hunjin. It's stupid. And on top of that, they do that stupid animation trope that is very common. And yes, if you've seen this movie, you know exactly the one I'm talking about. They dive headfirst into this trope, and it is prevalent throughout almost 2/3 of this whole movie. And then it does that dumb third act reveal that, like, you've seen 1,000 times before. It has no right to work. It has no right to be good. It's so stupid. It feels like anyone could have made this movie. So why in the fuck does it work so good? That's right. You thought I was going to actually take a sledgehammer to this movie? No. The truth of the matter is, I love this movie. I love it so much. I found myself dancing. I found myself invested with Rumi and her story. And like I said before, sure, there were moments where I knew what was going to happen like 5 minutes later, and guess what? I was still shocked. That's how invested I was in this movie. It's insane. I found myself so engrossed in this world with all of these characters' stories, both light and dark. I feel like a hypocrite for dogging on it. And I know I had to dog on it. I am a critic. My job is to be both subjective and objective. And this movie objectively has a generic-ass story. It is very predictable. But it's done with such a level of sincerity that despite how corny and cheesy this movie is, you're reminded that you love cheese and corn. You put it in chili. And what is chili but delicious as all hell? With all that out of the way, let me read you my final verdict. Despite being a very generic animated movie, K-Pop Demon Hunters wins you over with its endearing characters, stylistic animation, and downright undeniably catchy songs that will leave you wanting more by the time the credits roll. I give K-Pop Demon Hunters an 8 out of 10, bordering on 9 because of how much I actually found myself loving this movie. I would highly recommend this as a must-see, if you are the targeted demographic, of course. That's been my review for K-Pop Demon Hunters. Thank you so much for checking this out. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. But do leave your thoughts in the comment section below, as I really do want to know what you guys think of this movie. I wanted to hate this so badly, and I wound up walking away just loving it to no end. So let me know if that's the same for you. Otherwise, I'm Noah Pfister. Have a good rest of your day. I did the thumbs up again.